Hey everybody, Jack here. I've got some wonderful news. Monkeypox is not the next COVID-19, according to many experts, but just for the health and safety of us all, the monkeypox quarantines have begun. So where did all this start? Well, monkeypox just popped up all of a sudden, but I've got a timeline and a bunch of information that can bring you fully up to speed on monkeypox and the state of the response right now. So really quickly though, if you're not subscribed, please take a second to do that. Give the video a thumbs up. If you like it, it helps the channel immensely. You can also support me on Subscribestar and check out the merch store. Links are in the description. Thank you. 2022 has been a really weird year already. And honestly, monkeypox is kind of just par for the course. But there's a lot going on here that most people just don't know. So let's cut to the heart of it, shall we? So does anybody remember the Pennsylvania monkey truck crash from January? You know, where the truck carrying lab monkeys lost its luggage and several monkeys escaped? You know, the one where the one lady stopped to help and got spit on by a monkey and had to get treated for pink eye afterwards. Yeah, that's the one. Now, I'm not saying that these things are related, but it's really funny how that accident was sort of a foreshadowing for where we are now in 2022. Alright, so let's take a look at the monkeypox timeline. So May 7th, the UK Health Security Agency confirmed that people had been diagnosed with monkeypox in England. May 16th, the UK Health Security Agency announced that it detected 4 additional cases of monkeypox, 3 in London, 1 linked to a case in northeast of England. May 18th, Spain had monkeypox outbreak. People showed symptoms then. Also on May 18th, Portugal, out in Lisbon, people were showing symptoms. May 18th again, 2 additional monkeypox cases. So there's now 9 cases in England. May 18th, Massachusetts, Department of Public Health confirmed a man had monkeypox after traveling to Canada. The WHO confirmed that monkeypox vaccinations, Jynneos specifically, are offered to higher risk contacts in England. And then Bavarian Nordic announced that it secured a contract with an undisclosed buyer to supply its EU-approved Imvanex? I don't know how to pronounce that. Just the Jynneos vaccine. So that goes through the 19th there. So that's the smallpox/monkeypox vaccine. All right. Now May 19th. 15 cases in Montreal. Also May 19th, France reported their monkeypox cases. Then, let's see, ECDC reported that monkeypox cases are mostly in young men and none with recent travel history to areas where the disease is endemic. No deaths so far. May 20th, the CDC confirmed the initial monkeypox case in Massachusetts. May 20th as well, Sky News reported Australia had 2 monkeypox cases. May 21st, Switzerland Public Health reported its first case of monkeypox. And today, May 22nd, Belgium announces compulsory monkeypox quarantine where anyone testing positive must isolate for 3 weeks. We are here. So, despite the fact that this disease is only transmitted through direct contact with the sores, you are now forced to isolate for 3 weeks. Just when you thought the government-mandated quarantines had been gone forever, Belgium proves you wrong. And I bet you that many other countries, the US included, are going to follow suit. But have no fear, citizens! The pharmaceutical giant Bavarian Nordic is here to protect us from this new, terrifying disease. And they're doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. Never mind the fact that their stock value rose by 26% with the outbreak. Oh yes, they've signed a deal with both Europe and the US for enormous vaccine deals. For the US specifically, Bavarian Nordic is in the process of delivering 13 million doses that will be freeze-dried. But these are on top of an additional 30 million doses that were delivered to the Department of Health and Human Services back in 2019. You know, before the FDA had actually fully approved the use of these vaccines. But that's beside the point, right? So, as you can see here, 13 million more doses, $119 million, and there you can see at the bottom, Bavarian Nordic supplied 30 million doses already before the full FDA nod. Oh boy. So all of this kind of begs the question, why? Is the US stockpiling 43 million doses of vaccines for what's considered to be an extremely rare disease? Well, certainly not because of the current monkeypox outbreak. I mean, the Department of Health and Human Services has assured us that the vaccine orders are unrelated to the current spread of monkeypox. See, not related at all. And since it's the HHS that's saying it, we know it's true. In fact, a spokesperson for the Department of Health and Human Services told Axios that this is part of a standard and ongoing procedure. In fact, we're even being told by the Massachusetts Department of Public Health, you know, where the first case was discovered in the US, that there is no risk to the public at all. I don't know about you, but there is nothing like the US purchasing 43 million doses of a vaccine for a disease that's currently breaking out across the world to give me confidence that there's no risk to public health whatsoever. Makes perfect sense to me. But despite the official word of the HHS, fairly elected President Biden has contradicted them, and leaving no room for doubt, he announced that everybody should be concerned with monkeypox, and that the US is indeed exploring monkeypox vaccines, which is the opposite of what the HHS said, incidentally. The Washington Post reports that President Biden said Sunday that the U.S. is looking into what vaccines might be available to protect people against monkeypox, saying that everybody should be concerned as cases continue to spread around the world and some countries beef up their treatment stockpiles. We're working hard to figure out what we do and what vaccine, if any, might be available for it. Biden said from South Korea, where he has been on an official visit. He also said that the recent spread of monkeypox, identified with the World Health Organization in at least 12 countries where the relatively rare disease is not endemic, could be consequential if it continues. The fully coherent and dementia-free president also went on to add that the health advisors haven't told him the level of exposure yet, but it's something that everyone should be concerned about. It's a concern in that if it were to spread, it would be consequential. Of course, since we live in the land of free and fair elections, where no government official would ever lie to us under any circumstances, it is absolutely shocking that the official statements of the President of the United States directly contradict the Department of Health and Human Services. Nothing like this has ever happened before, and it's very crazy. Additionally, doctors on mainstream talk shows across the country, whose goal is certainly not to induce panic, have assured us that monkeypox has spread pretty wide across the US, noting that the virus is hard to stop. But what don't the experts want you to think about this disease? Well, despite the fact that all of the patients who've been formally diagnosed have been men, except for one, and some experts are warning about severe impacts on men who have sex with other men, they want to be sure that you know that this is not a gay disease, and this is definitely not exclusive to that community. Now, I'm sure the evil right-wingers among you will make the obvious joke that there's now 2 outbreaks of monkey-related diseases disproportionately affecting the gay community, the other being AIDS, but a well-mannered and progressive fellow, such as myself, would never even bring up the topic. What we do know is that most of the cases, all but one, of this particular outbreak of monkeypox have been in men, and in the UK, the vast majority of those cases have been men who have sex with other men. And this really bears mentioning because if there is indeed a greater risk to this community, as some experts believe, doctors are urging that men who have sex with other men be extraordinarily mindful of unusual rashes or sores, particularly in the genital area. It would be irresponsible of us not to point this out and not to make sure that those communities understand that this is they are at higher risk for this disease, so that they can get the help that they need. This is not an attack on gay people. This is simply, look, you might be at higher risk, therefore take a little bit of extra precaution. But the number one thing they want you to know, can you guess? Can you guess? Can you guess? Do you know what it is? Do you know? You got it. It's that everyone is vulnerable. We also know that while the transmission of this type of virus was not previously thought of as sexual, many experts are concerned that the transmission of this particular strain in this particular outbreak may be sexual in nature. That's about all that we know at this point. I'd like to do some more digging, particularly on the Jynneos vaccine, the company that developed it, Bavarian Nordic. A lot of money is changing hands, and the value of fear and panic at an international level cannot be overstated. But until we know more, be calm, work hard, be aware of everything. You can find me on Twitter at SeattleiteJ. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I do have a merch store linked in the description, so get yourself a Benjamin t-shirt or a mug. Consider supporting the channel on Subscribestar. That link is in the description as well. All the links to the resources are down in the description, and I will see you next time.